Hey there, 8th graders, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're basically going to act as detectives to solve one of the greatest mysteries in science, which is the mystery of chaotic, unorganized information. We're going to look at exactly how scientists uncover hidden truths and how these exact same skills can actually help you navigate your own life.
So, picture this for a second. You've just finished a massive science experiment. You've got numbers scribbled on sticky notes, a few random measurements jotted down in a notebook, maybe even a stray calculation written on the back of your hand. What actually happens when you stare at that giant pile of random numbers? Honestly, looking at raw, messy data can feel exactly like staring at a scrambled, glitching video game screen. I mean, your brain knows there's supposed to be a picture there, but it just looks like a bunch of meaningless pixels. You really can't draw any sort of conclusion from a glitch.
So, how do we fix the glitch? Well, here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, from chaos to order. Number 2, meet your data tools. Number 3, finding hidden patterns. And finally, number 4, education, morality, and peace.
Let's dive right into section 1, from chaos to order.
Okay, so it all starts right here with raw data. Raw data is basically information that has been collected, but it's completely messy, unorganized, and it hasn't been analyzed yet. It's the messy starting point of literally every single science experiment in history. Without organization, it's incredibly hard, if not completely impossible, to draw the correct conclusions. Think about it. If you try to share a bunch of raw data with another scientist or, say, your teacher, they won't have a clue what to make of it. You've got to organize your thoughts and your numbers to actually reach an understanding.
And this brilliantly illustrates our foundational why. 1 Corinthians 14:33a says, "For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace." Just as God brings order to the entire universe, setting the planets in motion, creating the laws of physics, designing the intricate symmetry of a leaf, scientists bring structure to data to uncover its true meaning. When we organize our data, we're actually reflecting that exact same desire for peace and order. We're clearing away all the confusion so the truth can just shine right through.
Moving right along, let's hit section 2, meet your data tools. Our very first tool is the trusty data table. Let's say a student is tracking a plant's growth over 5 weeks. Instead of writing a messy, confusing paragraph describing what happened every day, a data table brilliantly organizes those findings into neat little rows and columns. Instantly, your brain can process it. You look at week 1, boom, 2 centimeters. Week 4, 14 centimeters. A table takes that raw data and gives it a clean, accessible home.
But tables are just the beginning. There's a really clear distinction between our two main visual tools: line graphs, which show change over time, and bar graphs, which compare different quantities. If a student wanted to visually plot that plant's growth over those 5 weeks, they would absolutely use a line graph, because line graphs are specifically designed to show change over time. You literally get to watch the line climb. But what if you're comparing entirely different things?
Well, that requires a different tool, the bar graph. If you wanted to compare the rainfall across 3 totally different cities, City A, City B, and City C, you wouldn't use a line. Why? Because the cities aren't transforming into one another over time. Instead, a quick glance at a bar graph makes the differences super obvious. Almost instantly, you can see that City C gets a whole lot more rain than City A.
Oh, and we definitely can't forget the pie chart. Or, well, in this case, a donut chart. Whenever you need to show percentages or how parts make up a whole, this chart is your absolute best friend. Like, if you want to show what percentage of your class has brown eyes versus blue eyes, you just slice up the pie. Now for the really fun part, section 3, finding hidden patterns. You see, organizing the data isn't actually the final step. It's just the step that allows you to start asking the right questions. Are the numbers increasing steadily? Is there a sudden, completely unexpected drop? Like, did the plant suddenly shrink because an insect decided to eat it? Do 2 different things rise together? Or can you spot any wild outliers? A number that just doesn't fit in with the rest? Going back to our plant experiment, if we graph that data table, we'd clearly see a very specific trend. The plant growth climbed steadily until leveling off completely at week 4, and then staying at 14 centimeters into week 5. That pattern tells the story.
But here's the catch. To communicate these amazing patterns and stories clearly to anyone else, every single graph you make has to follow 3 simple but absolutely vital rules. Rule number 1, label your axes clearly. Number 2, always include your units. Seriously, a number without a unit is completely meaningless. Was the plant 14 inches? 14 miles? No way, it was 14 centimeters. And finally, number 3, write a clear, descriptive title. This just ensures all your hard work is actually useful to whoever's looking at it.
And that brings us to our final section, section 4, education, morality, and peace.
Let's step back for a second. This brings us to a really foundational philosophy from the HeroesmartAcademy Godly Learner series. Listen closely to this one. Education without morality hurts. Being smart simply isn't enough if you're making choices that cause pain to yourself or to others. Just like organizing raw data leads to good, sound scientific decisions, intertwining biblical morality with your education leads to good life choices. Really, what's the point of being incredibly educated or knowing how to make the world's most perfect bar graph if your daily choices are chaotic and destructive? When you combine what you know in your head with what is right in your heart, you find harmony. Romans chapter 8, verses 6 through 7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps his or her mind spiritual. And this is exactly what we experience. There's this deeply satisfying peace that comes when you take a messy, chaotic pile of raw data and perfectly structure it into a beautiful, clear graph. But honestly, that's just a tiny taste of the ultimate peace of mind that comes from keeping a spiritual perspective, structuring your life, your education, and your morality around God's order.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. You're building some amazing skills today. You now know exactly how to organize your raw data, you know how to spot the patterns, and you know how to choose the perfect graph for the job. But the much bigger question, especially as an 8th grader stepping into the world, is this. You now know how to organize your data, but how will you organize your life's choices to find true peace? Take the order, the symmetry, and the structure you've learned in science today, and apply it to the way you live. Thanks so much for joining me on this Explainer Detectives. Keep searching for the truth, and I'll catch you next time.